Hi folks, so you find me in the Peak District, and as you saw I left Edale a little while ago and I'm now on the Pennine Way. No, I'm not doing the Pennine Way again, certainly not in December, but I'm doing something called Charlie's Loop, which I actually found in this book when I was doing the Pennine Bridleway, and it's in memory of Charlie, who was a 15-year-old top mountain biker who actually died in his sleep from cardiac arrest. So his parents have actually set up a charity in his memory, and this route that I'm doing now is in memory of Charlie. So I hope you enjoy the route, but we shall see where we go to. So as I mentioned, it is initially following the Pennine Way. Well, I chose to do this bit this way because it's aimed at cyclists. They actually go on the road a little bit, but we'll meet them a little bit further on. I didn't want to do the road section, clearly. So yeah, we're going up Jacob's Ladder, over to Kinder Reservoir, to Hayfield, and the way we come back is actually via the Pennine Bridleway. Well, a large portion of it. Right, I need to concentrate. Lots of water on the ground at the moment because we've had lots of rain. Yeah, so this is the road the official route goes on. Well, obviously we joined it by coming over the top from Edale. And as it's a dead end, just really for farm traffic. As you can see, we're going up Jacob's Ladder now. I did ask Google before I came out how many steps it had, because I've done this loads of times. I've never really thought about that before. But when you're researching the route, I kind of ask those silly questions. And Google doesn't actually know. So if you ever want to find out something that Google doesn't know, count the steps. Yeah, so Google knew the answer to lots of other Jacob's ladders, but not actually this one. I can see the difficulty of counting it though. And it did tell me that I shouldn't be worrying about counting steps, but I should be concentrating on the beautiful landscape, which I kind of agree. Well, what can I say, it's nice to be going up here without a full hiking pack on, as in including tent and sleeping bag and cooking gear. I've got many other things to make sure I'm safe. Oh. Oh. It don't take long to gain height. Some of you might recognise the Pennine Way goes that way. This takes us towards Edale Cross, which is my next target. Actually, I had forgotten. Pennine Way officially comes to here. As you can see, but if you take the junction I just pointed out to you, just cut a corner off. Oh, it's very windy now. Oh. And you haven't lost a spoon, have you? Because if you have, it's near this gate. Past Edale Cross many a times since when I was a teenager walking in the Peak District. I've done a bit of research on it, which I was going to tell you about, but it's way too windy at the moment, so I'll put it on the screen. Well, interesting thing about that, we're not necessarily going to Glossop, but the VNFS number is number 7. That would have been one of the earlier ones. Yeah, so we're heading over to Kinder Reservoir now. If you have that situation where you're looking on the map, you keep saying there's a turn. It seems to take forever to arrive. We can see Kinder Reservoir down there now. Yeah, we're going towards a place called White Bell, but we're only going towards it. Trying to get on the other side of this quite steep hill that we're on, and then we head down into Hayfield. So Kinder Reservoir is for the good people of Stockport, and it was opened in the early 1900s. Right, we're going up, trying to get top of the hill there. Provided with help from the British Horse Society. Enjoy your ride. Don't know why, but I find that quite amazing. People might have come up here on a horse. I'm sure that was a challenge. Certainly a challenge for me. There you go, 1.5 miles to Hayfield from here, and Edale via Jacob's Ladder, which is obviously what we did. As you can see, we're walking on the beach by the water's edge, sun shining brightly. What could be better? Of course, the sand is from the sandstone that's been washed away. Oh, it's a bit of a Yeah, back on the sand now. Just like being on holiday. And the sandy path was the snake path. Amazing to think that kitchen gate's been there since 1897. Hi guys. Hi. That's where we've just come down from. That's a fancy sign, isn't it? So we're in Hayfield now. This is Highgate Road, which is the road you come out of Hayfield if you're on a bike. I could have crossed because I'm a bit concerned about time. I've got limited daylight hours and I want to try and limit how much I am in the dark. The actual distance of the route is 18 miles and 3,600 feet of ascent. So it's a fair challenge, hence why I set off in the dark. I'm definitely around halfway. I think from my calculations, I think I'm going to be in the dark getting back. But I've worked out the route in such a way that that shouldn't be too much of a challenge. I want to take my time and be careful. So yeah, need to keep cracking on. I think if you had more daylight hours, and probably only one or two, then an ideal stop would be in Hayfield, because that's probably about halfway in terms of the way in which I've done the route. Because like the official route actually starts in Hayfield, but there's no train station in Hayfield. And given it goes the footpath, given that the trail goes through Edale, which obviously has a station, then I use that as my start point. And I decided I would go up Jacob's Ladder first to get it out of the way. I wouldn't necessarily want to go down there in the dark. So yeah, we're heading over towards Mantor now in a big sort of arch, not a direct route of course. That'd be too easy. Right, no more talking, let the walking do the talking. So you may recognise this. We are on the Pennine Bridleway. In fact, we have been for some time. It's quite strange because I'm going in the opposite direction. I didn't really recognise any of it. According to the National Trust, we're at Southhead. I've seen a few of these. I don't know what they are. I'll have to check it out. Well, somebody used to live there and had a gorgeous view of the valley. Bit remote though. Although maybe it was on a major pack horse route. Given this is still the Pennine Bridleway, I'd imagine it's been a bridle way for a long, long time. There's a bench here. Might take a sit down. Or read what it actually says. Every inch I climb up the old oak tree makes me realise how much nature means to me. So just looking on the map, and we're currently sort of stepping over the railway line that's in the tunnel out there somewhere between Edale and Chinley, which is the train I probably want to catch later on. In fact, I can't believe it's like 2 o'clock. I'm already thinking, heck, what can I do in the next 2 hours, because it's going to start getting dark at 4 o'clock. Oh, it's rubbish time of the year this for hiking. Been a gorgeous day for the weather, but daylight hours just kills it. Anyhow, enough moaning. I need to get walking, and it looks like I'm doing a bit of paddling. Oh well, just get on with it, Nigel. Oh. Well, we've come to the end of our following of the national trail that is the Pennine Bridleway. We're now going to head east. Let's get over to Mantor and Hollands Cross, and then eventually to Edale. How bad is that? People no doubt stealing cars and driving them up here and setting them alight. So we've nearly finished, folks. I've just checked my watch and yeah, we've definitely done 30 kilometers. So just over 18 miles. And yeah, I've managed to get back in just about daylight, I would say. Night is coming quickly. So that's the last of the Pennine Bridleway loops. I'll be back to doing normal trails and no more looping. So hope you've enjoyed it and see you again on the trails. Bye for now, folks.